Okay, I don't know what my favorite Seth Rollins moniker is because you have so many.
I have a few.
You have a few. You're the architect.
Yep.
Monday Night Rollins.
Yes.
Love that. That rolls. That just flows.
Comes right off the tongue.
It
Yeah,
does.
very nice.
Seth freaking Rollins though. That seems to be the one right now.
That one's pretty cool. You get King Slayer, Beast Slayer.
Yep. Yep.
I had the man for a little while before the wife snatched that. But yeah, I've accumulated a few over the years. They're all pretty good.
Yeah. Speaking of years, you're having probably I would say the best year of your career, right? Did you put it up there?
Yeah. I mean, best year of my life, best year of my career. Yeah. It's been a good year, man. 33's been kind to me.
And you're probably exhausted.
Always. I don't know what it's like to not be exhausted. Yeah. That's just how I live now.
Yeah. Are you a morning person or do you
Oh God.
You hate like right now it's probably like killing you.
Yeah. Well, like what is it now? It's 10 a.m. as we're speaking,
Yep.
and this is when I prefer to wake up.
Okay.
I've been awake for 4 hours,
Yeah.
so that's not good. It's not a good sign.
Can you sneak in a nap later on, or is that not in the?
I don't think
cards?
that's in the cards
Yeah.
today. So yeah, I think it's a busy day, full day. Maybe tomorrow I'll sleep. I kind of say that.
How often do these people follow you around? By the way, we have an entire camera. There's like 5 camera guys in here.
Yeah.
There's a documentary coming out.
I'm not an entourage guy, but we have one today. Yeah, so they've been following me for a year, from Survivor Series to Survivor Series. Now, not every day. It's not like they're on airplanes with me or anything like that.
Yeah.
They've just been capturing some big events, and this weekend's is as big as it gets. So.
Dude, let's talk about it, man. One of the big 4 weekends. We're lucky to have it here in Chicago. It's Survivor Series weekend. You guys are pretty much owning the city starting tonight, right?
Yeah, we're starting tonight. Smackdown Live. We're at the Allstate Arena for 4 nights in a row. Smackdown Live tonight, NXT War Games tomorrow night, Survivor Series Sunday, and Monday Night Raw will cap it up on Monday. So Chicago's in for a treat, man.
Yeah, you must like that though when you have like the full 4 days in one city because you guys are constantly traveling.
Yeah.
So when you get like a 4-day stay in one city, like Chicago, for example, what's something you like to do? Do you like to go see stuff? Well, you're a Midwest guy anyway, so you're familiar with Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the city for years, wrestling shows from Frontier Fieldhouse when I was with Ring of Honor to the Berwyn Eagles Club, for AAW, and so I'm familiar with Chicago. Love the city. So I try to do something. I mean, anytime we're in a place for more than 24 hours, but it's packed. I think I might have some time tomorrow night, so we'll see what happens. I don't have any plans. Nothing crazy, but I think last time I was here, I went to Goose Island, had a drink and some food because
that's what's up right there.
I like a good beer. So
good.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of that.
Yes, you do.
I mean, there's also the Lights Festival. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
That could be something with
with
the wifey. It could be cute little moment.
Ooh. All right. Hopefully she's not listening to this. Don't want to ruin the surprise. That'd be great.
I just ruined it for you.
That's all good.
So Survivor Series. Let's talk about the match first of all. Sunday night, I believe some limited tickets available because this thing is
very limited.
Very limited.
Yeah.
Ticketmaster.com to see the whole weekend for ticket availability. But you get the 5-on-5. One of my favorite concepts in professional wrestling is the elimination 5-on-5s. Man, they're just so cool, and you get the unique teammates. You are with your Team Raw, so Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Ricochet. Talk about the dynamic of that team right there.
Well, that's a hell of a team. That's a hell of a squad.
On paper, man.
Yeah,
That's
on paper. Whether the elements will work together or whether they are combustible, yet to be determined. But, I've had a good track record of leading teams into battle. Mm-hmm. And so we'll see what happens. I feel like these guys are going to come together pretty well. We'll gel. We got veteran leadership. We got, rookie risk takers. And we've got kind of everything in between. We got brawlers. We got technicians. I would think we got a pretty good, well-rounded team.
And you know what else you got? You've got the Chicago crowd.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, they're wild, man.
Yeah.
They're unpredictable bunch.
Yes, we are.
You never know what we're going to get.
Well, I think there's one thing we know we'll get this weekend. A specific chant, if you will. I mean, it happens in Chicago all the time. It's 3 syllables.
Yeah.
Begins with C. Ends with unk. So,
that chant. I've been a little disheartened thus far. I know Chicago will be the exception. I figured after the last 2 weeks of what I've been saying on Twitter and what he's been saying back to me that I'd get these chants that you mentioned and the events, and well, they just haven't happened in Boston. Not a peep.
What?
I was very sad. I was very upset. I just thought, people were so excited for him to be back. I guess not. I guess they still want to say burn it down. I don't know.
Well, I think that's about to change.
Yeah, Chicago might change that. Hey, good. Bring it on. Chicago, let him know. Let him know you want to see him on Raw. Let him know you want to see him in a ring, please. Let him know you don't want to see him behind a desk hiding in Los Angeles.
I love this. You know what you are? You are the bear poker right now.
Oh,
That is what's
yeah.
going on.
Well, yes,
You gotta
of
be,
course.
though.
Look, man, he spent 5 years on hiatus. Good for him. Hopefully he's got his head right. But he comes back to sit behind a desk and talk. That's not very CM.
We need more.
That's not the guy that they want. That's not what they want. You're a Chicagoan. That's not what you want.
We want Seth versus CM Punk.
Oh, hey, I didn't say it. You said it. You said it.
Millions of people have been saying that for a long time. Have you guys ever wrestled in the ring?
Yeah, we've interacted. We had one singles match. This was 6 years ago at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's we're in different places now. It'd be a lot different. The match would look a lot different, and so we'll see. You know, he says never say never. I say win.
I say WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
All right. Again, you said it. You said it.
I want to talk about the state of the finisher, right? Because growing up my whole life being a wrestling fan, that was such an integral part to the storytelling of matches. Do you feel like that's kind of gone by the wayside?
Oh man, everything's gone by the wayside. The pace at which the business has progressed is crazy. It reminds me of like the technological revolution. You know, like what a phone is now compared to what it was 15 years ago. If you look at what the business is now compared to what it was 15 years ago, it just seems,
which isn't even that long ago.
No.
Yeah.
It's a blip on the radar screen. From what it is now to from when I started, it's crazy. And so I think the finisher thing that you're talking about is just a microcosm of the growth of the industry, or the change in it. And man, I'm glad I got in when I did. If I was a young guy trying to get in now, I look at the landscape. Look, I got a wrestling school back home, and I teach these kids, and I'm like, I can only do so much for you guys, man, because I don't know what it would be like to break into the business these days. I don't. It seems so much more difficult than when I got in.
Really?
I think
you don't
so.
think there's more opportunities these days?
There are tons of opportunities, but everybody is so talented, athletically gifted. When I broke in 2004, 2005, you know, I was one of the more athletic guys of the bunch. Right. And now, you know, everybody's Ricochet. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Everybody's out there doing everything, and I'm like, I don't envy that position. I can't imagine what it's like to try to keep up.
Like, how do you stick out, right?
Yeah, how do you stand out? How?
Yeah.
And with social media and you know, this GIF wrestling kind of world that we live in, where it's 3-second attention spans, dude, I don't know. I just don't know. It's daunting. Like I said, I'm glad I got in. I put in my 15 years.
You did, yeah.
I got that equity. I'm set.
Do you feel like a veteran at this point? You feel like that?
Yeah. I mean, especially when I go into the locker room and you know, it's changed. I've been here for WWE for 7 years now, and it's totally different than when I walked in. You know, you got Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, but even, you know, the OC, who's they're veterans in their own right. They've only been with the company for a few years, but then you got AJ Styles, the Viking Raiders. You got all these guys who's just, you know, the locker room is Humberto, who's 23 years old.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Or then
I don't want to do the math of like when he was born.
Yeah. It's close to, my students are born in the 2000s now.
Oh my God.
I've got kids coming in that are born in the 2000s. It blows my mind.
Make it stop, Seth.
I can't. We're just getting older.
What got you into it, man? What was like the moment as a kid? I'm guessing, right?
Oh yeah, I just loved it from the get-go, dude. You know, I mean, they're live-action superheroes. So you know, when I was growing up, I was 4 years old when Hulk Hogan was running wild. Hulkamania was it, you know. So him, the Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, Mr. Perfect, Rick the Model Martel, Jake the Snake Roberts, the characters, man. Yeah. They just sucked me in. The pageantry of the whole thing. I was hooked from day one. It was like live-action comic books. You know? It was like, oh, here's Spider-Man in a book, but you can go to a show and, you know, pat him on the back as he walks by.
I always tell people, like, that was my first passion, right? Like, because when you're in it as a kid, you are in it. Like, you fiend for it. It's like a drug. Like, you can't wait to stay up late at night. You're in the grocery store, magazine aisles, right?
Yeah,
like
just
flipping through.
That's what I would do with my mom. Every time she'd go to get groceries, and I'd go to the aisle and just flip through the magazines, read the articles, see the pictures, read the rumors, the news. Yeah, I mean, and then I would wait for Mondays, and that was my jam. Wait for Sundays, that was it.
It sounds like we kind of had the same era growing up. I wonder if our Mount Rushmores are similar. So who would you put on yours?
My Mount Rushmore is probably Hogan, Rock, Flair, and oh man, maybe Austin.
I wonder if one of the camera people can get my Mount Rushmore right here because that's mine. Yep, same. And that's weird.
And that breaks my heart because Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
And I'd love to put him on that Mount Rushmore. And Triple H has contributed so much to the longevity of the business. But from a money drawing perspective, those are still my top 4. I think.
So once we evolve and put a 5th president on there, then we'll put HBK on there.
Yeah, then Shawn can go up there because the work rate level, there's nobody he's impacted the business from that perspective where I think more people in my generation emulate him than anybody else.
Oh, he had it all.
Yeah. And so him and Eddie Guerrero probably were the two that really changed. It was like, oh, you can be a small guy and still do this thing. You don't have to be Ultimate Warrior, So.
Man, I love it. I love it. So here we go. This weekend, Chicago, my friend texted me and she was like, what are you doing this weekend? I was like, oh, WWE. And she's like, oh, when is that? And I go, Friday through Monday.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, man. It's nuts. It's wild. 4 nights. We ran into somebody earlier, and he was like, yeah, I'm going all 4 nights. And I'm like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, you got to pace yourself.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But we suggest you do it because each night is great, right? Each night has its own thing.
Yeah, they're all different. I mean, you have the kickoff, right, tonight, Smackdown, and this is essentially what we would call the go-home show to the pay-per-view. But then you got NXT War Games, which is a spectacle in and of itself.
Yes.
And if you've never seen a War Games match, you have 2 rings side by side, 2 wrestling rings, full size, encased in a giant cage. This one is special too because it's the first ever women's War Games match. And so that's a really cool thing. And then obviously Survivor Series, one of the big 4 on Sunday, and then you got Monday Night Raw to see the aftermath. So it's gonna be a wild week.
Living in Chicago, WWE is all we can get your tickets. You're still limited for Sunday, but I believe you can still get some tickets for tonight, tomorrow, and Monday. Since we're a top 40 radio station, right? Is there any songs that you can think of that you would come down to that would be in our world? Because I feel like last time I saw you, I was wearing a Justin Bieber hat, and you gave me tons of shit, which I deserved it. But is there any song that you think Seth Rollins could walk down to that we're currently playing in the top 40 world, like a Post Malone song, perhaps?
I don't even know what is top 40 radio, man. I don't know. I just think Taylor Swift. That's all I know. I don't know anything.
We'll keep it there. That's a good answer.
What's that song? She just put out one not long ago that was, I would never come down to it, but it was funny where she was kind of talking about all the trolls on social
Calm
media.
down.
Yeah, you need to calm down.
Yeah, what a jam. What a jam. My buddy Cesaro, he's a big fan of that song. Yeah. I hadn't heard
Cesaro
it.
likes Cesaro, you need to calm down.
Cesaro likes calm down. I'm putting him throwing him under the bus right now. That's a Cesaro classic.
Perfect. Keep Burn It Down is your theme song. We love that.
All right, cool.
And good luck on Sunday. Thanks for spending some time. I know you're crazy busy. This was awesome, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.